So you're thinking about becoming a heavy construction equipment operator. Heavy equipment operators are the people behind the controls of bulldozers, excavators, loaders, graders, and other massive machines used to build roads, prepare construction sites, dig foundations, and move enormous amounts of earth. And here's the part that might surprise you. You usually don't need a 4-year college degree to get started, but you can't simply show up at a construction site, jump into an excavator, and start digging. So in this video, we're going to break down exactly how to become a heavy construction equipment operator, including the requirements, training options, how long it takes, what the job is actually like, how much operators can make, and the fastest ways to get your first job. Now let's get started. What does a heavy construction operator actually do? First, let's talk about what this career actually involves. Heavy equipment operators use large machinery to perform work that would be practically impossible to do by hand. Depending on the job, you can operate an excavator to dig foundations and trenches, use a bulldozer to grade and move dirt, operate a wheel loader to move materials, or use a motor grader to prepare roads. Other equipment can include backhoes, skid steers, rollers, scrapers, and articulated dump trucks. And don't expect to operate only one machine throughout your entire career. The more equipment you learn to operate safely and efficiently, the more valuable you can become to an employer. Operators work in several industries, including road construction, commercial construction, residential development, mining, utilities, demolition, and government public works projects. Some operators specialize in one machine, while experienced operators may be able to run almost anything on the job site. What are the basic requirements to become a heavy construction equipment operator? So how do you actually get started? The basic requirements aren't especially complicated. Employers generally want you to be at least 18 years old, and many prefer applicants with a high school diploma or GED. You also need to be physically capable of working in a construction environment. Even though you're operating machinery, this isn't necessarily an easy indoor job. You may work outside in heat, cold, dust, mud, rain, and other rough conditions. You also need good coordination, situational awareness, and ability to judge distances accurately. That's extremely important when you're controlling a machine that may weigh tens of thousands of pounds while workers, vehicles, buildings, and underground utilities are nearby. And most importantly, you need to take safety seriously. One careless mistake with heavy equipment can cause serious injuries and potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Now let's figure out how you're going to get trained. This is where you have several options. One route is attending a heavy construction equipment operating training school. These programs give students hands-on experience operating equipment and typically teaches things like equipment controls, safety procedures, basic maintenance, grading, excavation, trenching, and reading construction plans. Program lengths vary considerably. Some private programs can be completed relatively quickly, while programs offered through technical or community colleges may take several months or longer. The advantage is that you're able to get structured training before applying for jobs. But there's another route that can be even better for some people, an apprenticeship. Construction unions and employers may offer apprenticeship programs where you receive classroom instruction and supervised on-the-job training. Instead of paying thousands of dollars for training and then looking for work, an apprenticeship can allow you to earn money while you're training. The trade-off is that apprenticeships can be competitive and typically take several years to complete. Another option is getting hired directly by a construction company in an entry-level position. You might start as a laborer, equipment helper, or another ground-level position. Once you've proven that you're reliable and safety conscious, the company may begin training you on equipment. This can be one of the cheapest ways into the industry because you're essentially learning while working. But there's an important lesson here. Don't assume you have to spend a huge amount of money at a private heavy equipment school to enter this career. Before paying for training, research local construction companies, unions, community colleges, and apprenticeship programs. You may find a path that actually pays you to learn. Once training begins, you're going to learn much more than simply moving a machine forward and backward. Let's use an excavator as an example. Within a few minutes, someone can probably teach you enough to move the boom, stick, bucket, and tracks. But that doesn't make you an excavator operator. A skilled operator can dig accurately, work around underground utilities, maintain the proper grade, load trucks efficiently, minimize unnecessary movements, and work safely around people and other equipment. The same thing applies with bulldozers. Anyone can push dirt. The skill is being able to move that dirt efficiently and create the correct grade without wasting time or fuel. That skill comes with experience, and experienced operators can sometimes make difficult work look incredibly easy. That's why your first few years are so important. Learn as many machines as possible. If your employer offers to teach you another piece of equipment, take advantage of it. Versatility can make you much more valuable. Get the right licenses and certifications. Here's something that causes confusion. There isn't one universal driver's license for heavy construction equipment like there is for driving a normal car. The requirements depend on the equipment you're operating, your employer, the job site, and where you live. Employers are responsible for making sure workers are properly trained for the equipment and work they are performing. You may also need safety training such as OSHA construction training. And depending on your job, getting a commercial driver's license or CDL can be extremely useful. You don't necessarily need a CDL simply to operate a bulldozer or excavator on a construction site, but if your job requires you to drive certain commercial vehicles on public roads or transport equipment, a CDL may be required. Even when it isn't required for your specific operator position, having one can make you more versatile and potentially more attractive to employers. You may also encounter specialized certifications depending on the equipment and type of work you're doing. So always check the requirements for the specific jobs you're applying for. Now comes the difficult part for many beginners. Employers want experienced operators, but how are you supposed to get experience when nobody will hire you without experience? One strategy is to stop applying exclusively for job titles such as heavy equipment operator. Look for positions such as construction laborer, operator apprentice, equipment helper, utility worker, or entry-level equipment operator. Getting onto the construction site is often the first victory. Once you're there, show up on time, work hard, follow safety procedures, and make it clear that you're interested in learning equipment. Construction supervisors notice dependable workers. If you're constantly late, staring at your phone, or complaining about every task, you're probably not going to be the first person they choose when an opportunity to operate equipment becomes available. But if you're dependable and willing to learn, you can gradually work your way onto more machines. And once you have documented operating experience, finding your next operator position can become much easier. Let's talk how much money you can make. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, construction equipment operators earn around the mid $50,000 range per year at the median level, although pay varies significantly depending on location, experience, industry, overtime, and the equipment you are qualified to operate. Experienced operators can earn considerably more. Union operators and people working on major infrastructure projects may have especially strong compensation packages. Overtime can also make a major difference. If you're working long hours during a busy construction season, your annual income can increase substantially. But remember that construction can sometimes be seasonal. Depending on where you live and the type of work you do, there may be periods when bad weather slows or stops projects. So don't judge a job solely by its hourly wage. Look at expected annual hours, overtime opportunities, benefits, retirement programs, and how consistently the company has work available. Before choosing this career, you should understand the lifestyle. There are some major advantages. You can enter the field without taking on the debt associated with a 4-year degree. You're doing tangible work. At the end of the day, you can literally see what you helped build. And if you enjoy machines and working outdoors, operating equipment can be extremely satisfying. But there are downsides. Construction sites can be loud, dirty, hot, cold, and dangerous. You might start extremely early in the morning. Some projects require nights, weekends, or significant overtime. You could also spend hours sitting in a machine dealing with constant vibration and repetitive movements. And depending on the industry, you may occasionally need to travel wherever the work is located. This career definitely isn't for everyone, but for the right person, it can provide a solid living without requiring a traditional 4-year college education. How long does it take? So how long does it take to become a heavy construction equipment operator? There's no single answer. You could complete an introductory training program within a few months and qualify for an entry-level position. If you enter a formal apprenticeship, becoming a fully trained journey-level operator can take several years. But here's an important distinction. You don't necessarily have to wait several years before you start making money. Apprentices and entry-level construction workers can earn income while they're developing their skills. And even after you become an operator, you'll continue learning throughout your career. Someone with 6 months of operating experience and someone with 15 years of experience can have dramatically different skill levels. Here's my final thoughts. So let's put everything together. If you want to become a heavy construction equipment operator, start by getting your high school diploma or GED if you don't already have one. Next, research apprenticeship programs, unions, technical schools, and construction companies in your area. Find the most affordable path that gives you legitimate hands-on training. Learn the fundamentals of construction safety. Get experience operating several types of equipment. Consider earning a CDL if it makes sense for the type of work you want to do. Then get onto a construction site, even if your first job isn't your dream operator position. Build experience, become more versatile, and keep learning. Because in this industry, experience is one of your most valuable qualifications. If operating bulldozers, excavators, loaders, and other massive machines sounds like something you'd enjoy, heavy equipment operation could be a career worth looking into. If you want to see more videos explaining exactly how to get into different careers, subscribe to the Job Library. I'll see you in the next one.